All right, we should be live, family. What's going on, family? Let me know if you hear me before I start the show as usual. I don't want to start running off and y'all don't even hear me. What's going on? Miss Scary Heck, La Will, Soup Bone. Let me know if y'all hear me or not. All right. Chicago Crypto Hustler. Peace, family. I see you in the chat room. What's up? All right. I can hear you. All right, I'm assuming all y'all can hear me. Yeah. Soup Bone said he can hear me. Okay, cool. All right, let me play some of the brothers and sisters with these black businesses. Make sure y'all support these brothers and sisters that advertise in the beginning and the ending of every show. These are products that you're not going to see in the mainstream media, and these are products that are very, very valuable to us. So, if you don't live in New York, you most likely, or one of the markets like LA or something like that, you're not gonna run into these type of products. So make sure you show support to the brothers and sisters. And let me play this right now for y'all before we get started with Brother Panic. Peace, family. Welcome to another episode Underground Railroad Productions. This is your host, Rich. Out here 125th. The people love to see the people pass by. So we out here before.
I gotta
All right. I must have played instead of uploading the intro. I uploaded the one with red and blue. But yeah, we back right now. All right. I got Brother Panic on the lines. Brother Panic, welcome back to Black Magic
Yo,
363.
what's going on, brother Rich? Glad to be back, my brother.
Indeed, man. I want to touch base with you real quick, my brother, because I see you have something coming up August 25th, and I think the stuff you talking about is bar none the most important thing on the planet right now. And what am I talking about? When you talking about mind over matter, I mean, when you talking about creating your own reality, when you talking about the things, the dark, where we come from, or who we really are. I mean, shit. It don't. I mean, it don't get no better than that, man. You can have all the money in the world, but still be miserable if you don't know who the hell you are, man. So, this is some important things right here that you're dealing with, my brother. The beautiful thing is that you're gonna be talking in Florida, but you're gonna be live streaming. So everybody throughout the world, throughout the globe, can see this. So before I ask a few questions, I'm not gonna keep you too long, my brother. Let the people know what's happening August 25th.
All right, so August 25th, that's this Saturday, 2 p.m. until 9 p.m. I'll be in Florida in a place called Bartow, Bartow, Florida. Actually at 320 South Florida Avenue, 320 South Florida Avenue, Bartow, Florida, 33830. I'll be there, like I said, from 2 p.m. until 9. I'm going to go later. It's only 35 at the door, and I'm going to be getting busy. You know what I'm saying? Because the subject is mind over matter, and as you pointed out, Brother Rich, probably you getting down to the nuts and bolts of why we would be doing any of this work. To be conscious of how to create the environment we live in, how the environment treats us, based upon how what we input into it, based upon a magical or spiritual aspect, as opposed to the physical work that we think we're supposed to be doing to create or move around this matter. It's actually your mind that moves around and controls this matter. So how to do it has always been our problem. We have all the elements, but we don't have the attitude. You get what I'm saying? We don't have the personality to really pull it off, but we have the information. For a long time now, especially in the conscious community, been suffering from this idea that information automatically puts you over the hurdle. You get what I'm saying? So we have had an abundance of information and, a gazillion information shares and forgot that information isn't the be all end all. So you could take our good brother Bobby Hemmett, how much people are able to quote him and say how much information they're able to repeat or seen from him, but never listen to actually what he was saying to do. He was saying to do a work of transformation. And it first started in your mind. And this was represented as the dark side, that which is hidden. It was the dark light that you're trying to dig into and then to re-illuminate, to turn on. And there's so many specific processes to do that. Now, since I came along and started talking about this occult information, this metaphysical information, I focus heavy on methodologies. So, yet again, when Rich says how important it is, I can't see unless y'all can explain or show us or reveal to us something greater that you can be doing. Everything we come to talk about in consciousness, no matter what level of information we're dealing with, what level of methodology we're dealing with, is actually the same goal, to control our reality. So we know that there are certain ways to do that. I mean, there's so many, there's even sayings that support it. As a man thinketh, he should become, and all of this. Just the understanding of the laws of attraction. It's the realm of thought, that's step one. The realm of knowing, that's actually the goal. And the realm of realization, which is actually the finished product. To realize that which is in your mind started from a human thought. So we all think we want to be good. We think we want to be this and financially free and all the rest of this white man free thing that we eventually are clear to get to. But again, none of it happens. But if you analyze our minds and understand how our mind actually works, we are the creators. We are the custodians. We are the perpetrators of the greatest fraud ultimately. And the joke that's being played on you is not being played to you. It's continuously being inspired and continuously being promoted to you, because it's something that's in you that you're doing, so they can't do anything to you. It's you doing it to you with your own thought. Your own thoughts are the actual destructive thing in the mind that's creating this reality in matter. So nobody can do it to you. All they could do is help to inspire you to stay the same. While others sound crazy when they tell you it's just your thought that's going to change. We have the same thought and expect different results. We stand around, we say the same things. We say the old teachers who came at a certain time, we raise them up into Christ-like figures and follow their theologies. No matter what changes in our reality, we try to stick to the same guns, the same principles, because we were so inspired. But we have to know how to use that then and understand what it meant as a historical aspect and know how to adapt react and come up with a new plan of what is needed today. Holding on to what it is we think we know is how they manipulate us. We think it's our tools for freedom, but it'll become our tools to keep us stuck in the same thought pattern. It's slow, unadaptive thought patterns that are our problem. We have the same thought patterns, and the cute part of it is the things that we have that may have been a success for us are the things we hold on to. So as the time changes and as we hold on, it becomes something that actually slows us down. So we have to adapt. There's a saying that one of our great Facebook status messages was, slaves are subject to routine kind of thing. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. And the gods are alive or aware of the now or the changes now. They move now. So the true gods are the ones who deal with who get the complaints, such as myself, is that's not tradition. That's not the way we do it. That's not how you should be doing it. Wait a minute, we always used to do it like that. Well, the new gods understand we always used to do it like that, and it got us but so far. Now we have to do new things. The old things that we're keeping on to, and the old things in the way we choose to hold on to old things, like I said, including victories, are the things that keep us stuck. We just have this undying need to teach these kids and pass on the same stuckness when we need to be understanding there's a new thing we're always trying to uncover out of darkness. And this exists, this whole thing exists with the understanding, the base understanding how to operate your mind so you can change it, so you can therefore start to see the change that you need to inspire. We are reactionary people. We are reacting to everything that's laid before us. And they don't have to do anything. All they have to do is keep inspiring us based upon them understanding our psyche. Your enemy understands your psyche. He's not even strong enough to create the whole thing. He just inspires it and understands how it works because you no longer understand how your own mind works. So he'll just keep putting things before you. Trayvon Martin's the Black Lives Matter. He tells you he can clone. He can tell you he'll do these robots and all the rest of these things. And we believe it and we talk about it all day because we have this base idea that he has this incredible prowess to do anything, up until the point when every black person dies, we somehow believe they are involved in it. People don't even die anymore without them being involved because our idea of their power.
I've been saying that's so true.
Say again?
No, I said that's so true. You can't even have a normal death no more, man.
You can't even have a normal death no more without us somehow trying to give them credit, you know what I'm saying, for the death of any and everything. You get what I'm saying?
You can't panic. You can't have a hurricane, an earthquake. You can't have anything.
Yeah, right. Nothing happens. You open a bag of potato chips, it's like, thank you, Whitey. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for these delicious onion and garlic, Whitey. Like it's actually our sickness. So that's perfect. I'm glad you brought that up. Once how your mind works, once the psyche has accepted them as superior, that's proof in the pudding. So while we think we're blaming them, or why we think we're catching their ass in the act, I got you. You did the hurricane. I got you. You killed goddamn John Henry Clark and Whitney. I got you. The code is in Star Wars. I got you. You did this, and I got you. You did this cloning, and I got you, and you got robots. While it looks as if we're catching them, it's actually the true thing that's happening is we're saying you are the greatest because you can do everything. And every problem we have, every victory we have is because of you. Everything we ask for is because of you. The people don't understand the psychological idea of us just having to say Black Lives Matter. Let's think, who are you saying it to? And to say that, once you convince this, you got to be saying it to white people. You're not saying it to black people. So you're pretty much trying to get them to recognize your existence. Once you wipe away all the fluff, you're just trying to say, hey, I exist, and please acknowledge me. White people would never claim to you that their lives matter, but they would make you understand their lives matter. You get what I'm saying? Because in their mind, psychologically, they don't see you as something that's greater than them. So they can do things and they can move a certain way because they see you as a secondary individual. And you see them as the greatest thing in existence that you're trying to find a workaround for. You get what I'm saying? A workaround for how they act. And this is actually the war you're in. This is actually the war you're in. We got to understand, let's even say the white man is what you say he is. This unending devil who's the greatest vermin on planet Earth. And I don't think I'm too far from that reality. But if he had the ability to clone everybody, why isn't he doing it? If he has the colliding to do all of this shit, why isn't he doing it? If he has the ability to make artificial intelligence and what he's showing us now, he's already 10 years advanced. If he can make this army of robots, what's fucking stopping him? Either he can't and it's a lie because he's the white man. There's no morality that's stopping him, right? So why wouldn't he be doing it? So either he can't do it or he has resistance. And so if he can't do it, nothing to worry about. He's fronting. And if he can't do it because he has resistance, then the resistance is only your mind. And the way to fight is to increase that which is in your mind. Your mind controls matter. Matter does not control your mind. Your mind has created matter, but no one knows how to use their mind. They think using their mind is what was taught to them in public school by their very enemy. If you talk to black people today, they will tell you the way to fight your enemy is to go to his college. That is the most insane thing ever. To educate yourself in his system is how you're going to win at his system. That's what black affluence is telling you. It's incredible. It's impossible if you just step outside of it and look. But if you look, you have to say, well, once you get rid of the emotion of what's he doing to me and my race and people who look like me and my kids, and you could actually divorce yourself from the emotion. That's what you train to do in the occult, is study the psyche, study the situation, study the routine. You got to look for constants. What is constant in our failing? You get what I'm saying? What is the true war you're fighting once you understand the entire reality is projected from your psyche, from the way your perspective on your environment that you live in, the perspective of what rules you, how you rule, how you see what rules you, and if anything rules you in the first place. So when you step out of it, you see this constant way of giving white people responsibility for everything, good, bad, happy, and sad. Somehow their face is responsible. And while it looks like we're beating up on them, actually what's happening is we're empowering them. And so I'm trying to teach on this Saturday in Florida how to take your mind back. I've been teaching this for years, how to take your reality back, how to make them disappear. They give you hints all the time that this is possible, but they ain't going to give you the full story. For instance, how they tell you everything about the laws of attraction, but it comes from greater laws called the seven laws of Tahuti. And it comes from cause and effect, the sixth law. But if they don't mind telling you everything and all the secrets of the six laws, because if you don't or of the one law, because they're not going to tell you the other six laws that round out the 7, so you can never truly empower yourself. You're going to take it down to a smaller level that is just a way to get stuff because it's the laws of attraction. So it's a way to get a stingray and a way to get a funkier house, a bigger house. But if you don't know the other 6, it doesn't round out your mind for power. It doesn't put a perspective on what it is you're doing. So I try to give us perspective on what it is we're doing, perspective on the understanding, picking up on some of the work that our great brother Bobby Hemmett has done, try to pick up on some of that and understand the perspective of the dark side of your mind, the hidden, that which sleeps. The dark side is just that which is unknown to you in this particular incarnation. And the work here becomes the mystery, to uncover the mystery that dwells within. That mystery dwells within the darkness of your mind, of your subconscious mind, as opposed to your conscious mind or your ego. We're fighting this war with our ego, which is we're fighting the illusion with the illusion. So we are not dealing with the projector in the movie. We're looking at the movie screen, trying to rearrange and deal with things on the movie screen when we don't understand that there's a projector that's actually running this show, the source. That source is your hidden self, your higher self, your melanin self, your double, your spirit double. There's plenty of names, your guardian angel. All of these things are actually your own melanin double or your doppelganger that is actually truly guiding you, truly talking to you. But it's sleep and it can't help you. It's the aspect of you that knows, the aspect of you that can walk through this reality in the creation that you desire as a cinch while you actually do the true work, which is to uncover that deepness within inside of you, to realize within inside of you. People are here to have realization. That realization process has been stopped, and you've been trained to fight for your ego. This idea of the white man as some sort of true victory to be equal with as a goddamn a civil rights person, and then to be superior or to kill or to destroy or to send back to the caves of Europe, whatever, or beat them in law, whatever the fuck you're trying to do as a conscious person. But once you get them off your plate and understand that they are distraction, they are truly other issues that we thought, if you look at our ancient works, was quite more important. Pretty much the ability to die and never come back, to escape this reality altogether. So this reality, in its best case scenario, was still something we were trying to be done with. And it's a process. It's working because it works slow on a slow, unconscious, evolutionary path, let's just say. The conscious man who would even be hearing this voice is taking his transformation into his own hands. And you start, as I've been teaching, I teach in my class, I've been teaching now, we coming up on 7 years, so we're looking at teaching classes close to 7 years, and, you know, student after student after student all over the world. You know, I've been lecturing for 10 years, started with Brother Rich's, and people should know this story, started with Brother Rich, and since day one, my whole thing has been methodology. I think methodology is in one of the first titles I've done with Rich back in the blog talk days, because methodology is the big deal. Methodology is how you have self-realization. And people have been following my work very deeply, and I get life-changing results, not feel-good results. Information gives you feel-good results. So I can sit here and answer like silly questions and make myself look absolutely profound. Or I can say, look, fuck all of that. You on the wrong path. You're asking questions about information that sounds smart, and you're trying to feed that part of you that isn't real, because your ego, so you can pretend to be intelligent, so you can feel intelligence, so you can feel better about walking around the earth doing the same disempowered bullshit that you've always been doing. So I wipe that away and give it to you raw dog, because I'm not going to tell you the fucking princess of fucking Sirius on earth, and just one day your throne is just awaiting for you because of your melanin and your fucking dreadlocks. None of that's going to happen. I'm not telling you the master king because you raise your fucking seeds or whatever the fuck it is you think you're doing. None of that matters. Your seeds ain't your seeds. The children ain't the children. They just more grown niggas having a fucking experience that chose you to be responsible for a certain time while they had it, and then they grow up to be the motherfuckers that you hate any goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? They grow up because they're a whole different God. You understand what I'm saying? So we need to understand we raise our children because you know what I mean? Like, we raise our children because, we're responsible. They chose us for that time, but we don't own them. So this whole idea, we got to do this for kids and we got to do that for kids. What we have to do is make sure they chose to come in this volatile time. To really teach them, we need to teach them, even if it's hard for me to struggle. What I'm telling you is sound. What I'm telling you is basic. I'm not even telling you nothing controversial or so fucking dark and perverse and deep and Baphomet-esque that this is something you have to protest in your soul. I'm telling you how to empower yourself with your own mind. It's elementary. So if you can't do it and you want to save some fucking kids, you need to turn them on to this. You know what I'm saying? You need to get them at an early age where they understand how to master and manipulate their own mind to power. You get what I'm saying? How to take their subconscious mind, how to communicate directly to it, how to repair it from the damage that is constantly happening to your psyche. The hidden war, the hidden conversation that they have with you to keep you like the bitch that you are, the bitch that you prove to be, the nigga that's just standing there with the argumented niggonometry of what the fuck we should do as a people, and then you walk away and you go back to your sad existence eating beans out of a can in some fucking lonely apartment that you paid in rent on. You know what I'm saying? Disempowered, but look great on camera, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying? That's got to stop. What has to happen is you don't need a camera. The reflection of what you do speaks the same. And based upon the laws of attraction, that which you focus on, you get more of. So we spend all our time focused on this white guy as our enemy, then we get more of him. The thing is to ignore him and focus on you and what you are. You are God. You're a master. And that which is yours, that which is your birthright sleeps within you. You know what I'm saying? You should be aggressive at what you do. And you should be aggressive in your knowing. And in your knowing is how you fucking survive. And your knowing is how you fucking thrive. And your knowing is how you get over. And your knowing is how you do what you do to actually take this world and turn it on its ass. Be that, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, nigga, because I'm going to be in Bartow on the 25th, 2 p.m., 9 p.m. Only 35 at the door now. You can contact my girl, Weesey, for more information, VISCWESI at yahoo.com. We're going to be at 320 South Florida Ave this Saturday in Florida. Now, we do have a webinar. You can contact that same person, VISCWESI at yahoo.com, or the website is a Culturally Speaking. Do not ask me why they pick that long ass retarded thing that I got to spell out like it's the end of the world. So here we go. OCCULTURALLYSP SEAKING.com. Go there and you find out everything you need for webinar. We good on webinar. High def cam. I'll be Mike. You'll hear everything I have to say. You'll get to see a clear picture. I'm going to tear this shit up. 9 p.m. is cute, but the last time I was at this location, I think I left at 4:30 a.m. I tried to fuck them niggas up. You know what I'm saying? And I feel in a fucked up, a kind of fuck them up mood again. So if you want to learn about some things that really, some real basics that you can start to work on to transform yourself, this is the lecture you want to be at. I've always given out this information, but now you're going to get it another way, some more. I'm going to sing that song till it fucking can't be sung. I'm going to sing that song to everybody singing it, and they singing it to their own tune. You ain't got to follow nothing I'm saying. You ain't got to believe in nothing I'm saying. But I'm telling you is shit you could do, tools, and you can find out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So mind over matter this Saturday, you know what I'm saying? My girl, aculturallyspeaking.com presenting. And like I said, VISEWESI at yahoo.com, 35 at the door. 35 for the webinar tickets. Mind over matter. This is going to be a masterpiece. Chicago, look out. We coming in September. In Washington, you'll hear on Brother Rich's network information in the near future. Washington, D.C. area will be there in October. And you can email my sister, Sister Reese, SESTER, RECE. That's 2 R's in there. Sister Reese, RECE, at Gmail. And just let her know if you want to see me in your city. We're compiling a database. And it's a thing to be to, you know what I'm saying? It's a thing to be to. You know, I want to thank Brother Rich for having me on. And there's so much, you know, we have so little time, and I can run my mouth for so very long. But I definitely want to, because we didn't give a shout out, even though the time has passed, I want to thank Rich, you know, publicly for inviting me to the metaphysical meeting of the masters, with Brother Phil Valentine, or Dr. Phil Valentine, and the Duke of Tears. You know what I'm saying? Our brother Seer. So it was a smash. Things like this you want to witness. These are where you save your pennies for. Events like this. There are events like this. You gotta look for Rich. Y'all always follow Rich, so you're always gonna know when he throws another event. And he's been in the works of telling me things he wants to do. I always will be there to support Brother Rich, as you should be there to support Brother Rich. A nigga named Soup Bone is on the line, so my man Soup Bone, you know what I'm saying? I gotta feel you on that name. You know what I'm saying? That's the real nigga shit right there. And you know, my nigga Soup Bone in the building, and the rest of the piece. I want to shout them out. And you know, I appreciate the support of Brother Rich. I appreciate the support of you listening to something that can change your life. That's what makes me keep going on. That's what can make me talk from like 2 p.m. to 4 a.m. And you know, because it's pure reality. You know what I'm saying? Pure reality that I'm trying to reflect. That's within us, based upon experience, not based upon speculation, not based upon a theory of getting initiated and not getting initiated, based upon the fact that I'm showing you that none of that's necessary. To be a god, you must be in the moment now. You must be able to deal with the chaos now. You must be the most adaptable mind now. You must understand that the only law in the universe is constant change. And if your mind isn't into the constant change, you're not in the melanin, my nigga. Melanin is constant change. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to be able to have the ability of constant change with a principled methodology that's across the board of how to do it. And that works. So I love to teach on how to do it. So I love to see people reflected. I love to see you niggas. I do not love you niggas, though. Don't get it twisted. I'm not going to be hugging you, licking you, none of that shit. I love to take pictures. I love to meet y'all. I love smiles. You know what I'm saying? I love to hear the story. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, we there for business. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't mind the pleasure. But first and foremost, we there for business. I want to see the work. I want to see my people do the work. I don't, because you get kind of groupie-ish sometimes. Some of you folks, and we don't want that. I don't want that. I want to see you thrive. You know what I'm saying? I know Brother Rich wants to see you thrive. You got to understand why people do this. It's a calling for folks. You know what I'm saying? If you listen and you're called, you know what I'm saying? I remember in lectures, they used to point out that if you actually in here in this time, listen to this, there's something special about you in a sea of many who sleep. There is something special about you, Soup Bone. There is Soup Bone. Something is special. You are just here, and you want to hear this in this time. So now that we have social media, this message has turned into a lot of fluff because you got a lot of people who have access to this who at one point had to strive and search very hard just to sit in the audience. Became too easy, therefore it may look that it's cheap. So you have to sift through those who speak to you to empower you and those who speak to empower themselves. So here's the trick for all time. If they're not giving you something to do, giving you something to go home with to try in your own mind for yourself to see your own results, then they're bullshitting you. Then it's about them in all situations. So if they tell you you can't get that until you join that, you can't get that until you pay that, you can't get that until you do that, then there's a problem. Now I get if they're offering a service, we all have to eat in this bullshit matrix. So people should get paid for their services. People should get paid for their product. But this information and this idea of holding back information, if you chose to teach this information and making people pay, making people jump through hoops, making people kiss ass rings to get it, you know what I'm saying? That's all egotistical and that's all self-serving of the individual. So the first indication we look at is people saying, I turned on my light this way and I can prove my light is on. You can see my light is on, but here's the gift. I'm going to also show you how to turn the same light on. That's what you're looking for the most part, or something close to or in between there, as opposed to someone who's telling you they have all the secrets and or sits before you like they are the great interpreter of shit, but then won't tell you the fucking book they got it from. Because number one, if they made it the fuck up, then we need to have that discussion. Like, who the fuck is you to tell me this is what the soul is? Where do you get to qualify it? You know what I'm saying? So if somebody asks me where the soul is or what the soul is, instead of telling them my interpretation, or if I do tell them my interpretation, make them aware it's my interpretation, but let them know some source information they could check themselves. So for the soul, you can study Gnosticism. You understand what I'm saying? Because they have pretty much the most information on the concept of what they call the divine spark, the soul, which they pretty much say straight out. Everything else, the soul has encoded names. You get what I'm saying? It's fire, light, and whatever other thing. And you still, if you're not adept enough to understand that, Gnosticism is the first place you start to give you the idea of how they speak of the soul, the concept of the soul, and what the soul is, as opposed to when you ask somebody the soul, they tell you, well, it's this and it's that, and it's connected to this, and your soul is this, and your soul is here. And then you walk away for a lifetime with some shit you think you can't get out of, now boxed in based upon somebody who was just sitting before you who had fancy words. So you got to check everything. You got to make sure they're checked. In fact, people used to say check after they made some portion of their speech because they was telling you to go check what the fuck they said. And then they would have to give you reference to go check. You know what I'm saying? I can't say Venom was Spider-Man's greatest villain. Check. This is like, that's my interpretation. Why is he the greatest villain? What's the comic book within the realm of all his villains that makes you say that as a professional and give me the path or the books to read for me to come to the same determination on my own other interpretation, which will be just as valid. See, this contradiction that we have or can possibly have is not void because there are many ways to get to light. So the argument is an ego thing. The argument is a bullshit illusionary thing. The truth in the light that you're trying to seek is the knowing that's within you, and there's many paths to get to it. So we gotta understand the differences in how our mind works, how to feed different layers of our mind. The layer that creates reality, the subconscious, is fed a very specific way. So once we start to feed it the nourishment we choose in that very different methodology or that very different way, we start to see the results. They just seem to magically happen. Things seem to magically work out. But the reality is you're actually changing your mind and therefore changing your reality. That's what you're actually doing by feeding it, not consciously feeding it the things that was subconsciously fed to it every day. The secret language that I told you that was talked about, that secret language that is controlling you truly. The secret language. See, the secret language is by you saying Black Lives Matter, you're trying to tell white people, please recognize me. That's the secret language. That's the secret meaning of that. The outward meaning is you're telling white people that Black Lives Matter. They better get it together. Get to know our shit. You know what I'm saying? Black Lives Matter, motherfucker. You better recognize we are the ones. Black Lives Matter. It seems like you're grasping power, but that's your ego being filled wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt. And then don't let them say White Lives Matter. Shit, you got more to yell Black Lives Matter is about now. How is this racist? Black people are dying at the hands of the police all the time. All this power you give them. But the secret language is, white people, please know I exist. Please say I matter. How the fuck are you the almighty creator of all things in the universe and you tell something that crawled out of a cave by your definition, I matter? That's like sitting around telling a bunch of fucking ants, I'm panic, baby, and I matter. Niggas is fucking carrying fucking your picnic food regardless. They off with your picnic basket regardless. You know what I'm saying? So whether you're Panic or whoever the hell you are, because they don't give a shit about you. They are about their father's business. You know what I'm saying? So we have to adapt the same mentality. This is really about us and our mind. We were falling asleep way before the Tamahu has been fucking made in a cave and made to walk around on all fours. We were walking upright and the masters of all things in our reality, the understanders of all things in our reality, and understood the work of transforming out of this particular low-level reality called humanity, and that our true problem was the incarnation of humanity. Our true problem now, because we have learned there's no more to do here. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, if white people can make you believe that they have changed time, that time is going in this linear place where there's a beginning with Christ and Jesus, and then there's an end called Revelation, and we're working our way. But the reality is there's secular time where it's going in a circle constantly, and it's never going to end. That's not the context of the beginning and the end in this big explosion. The context of the end is what you've been calling things like the Mandela effect. Our reality is breaking down, and then they give you Neil deGrasse Tyson to start telling you it's a simulation, and then you say, "Oh, now I get it. It's a simulation." The others just believe it's Jesus doing this. The others who can't believe in Jesus now believe in this other kind of Jesus, which is called astrophysics, this invention of fucking white people being sold to you by this Black Lives Matter ass Negro, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and you say, well, I believe him. Number one, he's black. Number one, I want to see this new Black Obama world with smart niggas, so it doesn't matter as long as he sounds smart. I don't give a fuck what comes out of his mouth. Same thing we suffer from in consciousness, and half these teachers standing before you, intellectual do-nothings, intellectual fucking no, fucking nobodies, sitting there telling you you're in a simulation, and it explains this things that you can't explain about Forrest Gump. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all now changes to magic mirror on the wall. You look at the old Disney films where this shows up, Snow White, and in all the old Disney films, this has changed. Then they give you a bunch of bullshit. The Kit Kat have a dash. The Coca-Cola was it in fucking script, and try to make you confuse you about true changes that are happening, true parallel universes that are crashing here, because it is our conscious minds that are doing it. Because even in the slow evolution that I talked about, that unconscious evolution, there are more people are waking up, and even if they're not conscious on the level, let's say I believe they should be in Brother Panic's mind, they're still hearing things that shake up what they see as real. They don't have to know them or believe them. They just heard them. And by that, that still means it changes minds or changes the frequency. The elders used to say, you ask, well, we are talking. There is a group of us who are conscious. It seems like it's us who show up every week, and we're just sharing information. How is this really doing anything for anybody? And, we see little people waking up. One, you get a little hope. A 23-year-old is listening to this shit, then you have your fucking hope on again. And what's really happening? So Bobby Hemmett tell us, Brother Phil would even tell us that we're changing the frequency of the planet. So changing the frequency of the planet, how will we see this? We are seeing this. This is called the Mandela effect. The world as we know it is starting to break down. We're starting to rise. We're starting to change this world. We're waking up and stretching. So in waking up and stretching, Kennedy's car now has 6 seats in it. You understand what I'm saying? Real Mandela effect shit. So when they come and tell you it's a simulation, what they're doing, because in your psyche, you believe the white man is the generator of all things that happen. So now he just took white man responsibility again. They let a black man tell you so you can trust it. This is a simulation. It's a simulation. It's something that's created, and you may live inside a simulation of a simulation of a simulation of a simulation. Now, NASA's fucking main goal was to make you think you came from evolution. Because if you think you came out of randomness, then in your heart, you believe you are nothing and you have no purpose, and then you become the ghoul that they need you to be. The empty shell, the clone that they truly need you to be once you think you're empty, once you think you have nothing, once you think you're just this evolutionary mistake. While at the same time, they tell you they look for mathematical constants and they find them throughout this universe, throughout this matrix, the Fibonacci code, Fibonacci pattern, the pi and phi, all throughout the universe. Certain numbers that repeat themselves. This constant shows there is an intelligence in the creation of this fucking matrix that we're in. And on the other hand, because you're so stupid, they tell you you evolved out of this random happening. So they tell you there's a constant in these numbers, something that keeps showing up, and then they break down the whole idea of a simulation comes from a numerical breakdown of a numerical pattern that is in website browsers that they recognize in the universe on a grand scale. They said the universe is nothing more than a website browser that we're in. And they know this by mathematical constants. But then on the other hand, you're just in this random simulation. By saying you're in a simulation, what it does to your psyche, what it does to your mind, what it does to the invisible point of view tells you yet again that you are nothing and you have no purpose. You are just in this simulation, and once you get to the end of it, like the movie 13th Floor, you could be in another simulation of another one. So then you go, I'm exhausted. How the fuck do I get to the source? What is the source? Meanwhile, they have all this ancient information just in Gnosticism alone of the source. You get what I'm saying? Of what the world of the real is. In Kabbalah, they tell you what the world of the real is, how far in the simulation you are. They tell you that upper triad is the world of the real. Ketha, Chokma, Bina, and Chokma. And then right below the Abyss Chastad is where you start getting into where the world folded over on itself, a copy of the real world, a simulation, and then another simulation, and then the afterthought. So in Kabbalah, we're in world number four, or the fourth simulation. They say we have 7 worlds in the Mayan civilization, when we're in world 5. So this world comes to its height, it starts all over again. And that may explain ancient cities that are ruins that we know have all the technology and greater than what we have today. They understand all the ancient technology, and they could do what sleeps in us, because they have read it and studied what was left behind and hidden it. What they do is unveil technology as the creators of it, and the psychological creators of it makes you think that you have some sort of future, and it's a future that they're creating and unfolding as we go along. New iPhone watches, new iPhones, shit that you could do on the phone that you couldn't do before. All of a sudden now you could do this in one day, because we live in this unending vast universe to no end, which makes you nothing again. Now, mind you, this universe is a projection from your mind. As I pointed out, your mind is a projector. This universe is that which was in. It's reflected on the outside of you. In this matrix, you're looking at a big planetarium. Your fucking head is what's projecting this. Our heads is what's projecting what's above us. And they're trying to tell you is this vast, unending thing. You're one grain of sand in a system of grains of sand that are more grains of sand than every beach on this planet. So they tell you you are possibly nothing. That's a psychological way of saying you are impossibly nothing and can never be nothing and have no purpose. They do this so if you have no purpose, it empties you up for them to create the purpose for you. For the believers, the weaklings, it'll become religion. From the people who just can't buy religion, it becomes astrophysics, and they back it up with this idea of a future by showing you movies like Star Wars, Iron Man, and the Hulk, or X-Men. Like, you can possibly come into this future, but Wayne Chandler named it the best. It's actually called Ancient Future. The future we're actually striving for is actually our ancient power. That's the true trick. And we need to understand and start to work like the ancients worked. I try to give you some of the methods that the ancients were doing. And there was a time we did initiate. There was a time we did use psychedelic drugs. But we in a time now where all of that stuff, we're walking back towards the rise, where all of this stuff is activated in us. These tools are cute, but at the end of the day, we need to get beyond this tool. You are chaos beings. You are getting back to that which is yours. You're not getting back to do the things that you already done. It stands to reason. If I initiated into something in my last lifetime, I'm good in this lifetime. You can't tell me I need to initiate into the things that I know I initiated in. My heart tells me I'm already past that. You know what I'm saying? My mind, my spirit tells me I'm already past this. This can no longer serve me. It may serve you and make you feel better about what you doing. And you just trying your hardest maybe to feel better about what I'm doing. But here's an easy way to do that. Here's an easy way to understand that. This shit is out of your league. This shit is beyond you. If you feel you need to pledge allegiance to something, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But you're fucking around with the wrong motherfuckers here. You know what I'm saying? You done picked the wrong niggas to call niggas here. So the people who know in their heart that they've been through these processes, we deal with lifetimes. We holistic niggas. We deal with Akasha here. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't this one silly go-round that you got as Brother Panic or Brother Rich. We've been through this rodeo before. That's why we're here to teach it. That's why we're here to raise you up. For those who haven't been through it before, for those who sleep in it, for those who came for whatever they came for. We're here for many different reasons, but we have to do the work. If we do no work, all we're doing is wasting time, and we get a guaranteed return trip. The Kamites taught nothing but how to die and never come back. And they left that information for you because they found that to be the most important thing we could understand. How to die and never come back. To understand death, you have to understand your mind. And then the first thing you start to understand that there is no death. It's just different phases of consciousness. So you have to be aware of your consciousness. You can't just ignore one aspect of your consciousness, and then when you're rebirthed into it through death, you expect to master it. You're going to not know what to do, and you're going to hold on to your human thought, your ego, that smaller part of you, and then you find yourself coming back because this is all you know. You get stuck in the cycles of time, the circles of time. And to break out of that, you must raise up that which sleeps within you. You must raise up that mind. You must raise up that mind to start controlling matter, mind over matter. So I'm going to need to see you at 320 South Florida Avenue in Bartow on Saturday. You understand what I'm saying? Get this
Indeed.
bandwidth done.
Shit, indeed, man. You dropping it, brother Panic, man. Definitely give them the info one more time, man, so they ain't got no excuse for that live stream.
Okay, let's do it. All right, for the live stream, you want to go to occulturallyspeaking.com. There's a link on my website, which is Occult Lectures. So, you know, if you Google me, it'll take you to my website. You go into the top area, links to Brother Panic or one of those things, and you'll see all the links. One of them you'll see is Occulturally Speaking, or you go directly there, OCCULTURALLY, Occulturally Speaking, SPEAKING.com. That's when you can find out all about the webinar. $35, very easy, HD camera. I'll be Mike. We're going to tear that shit up. It's like you're being there. We've done it. We've been there. You know, we rode this horse many a times. So I think, you know, for those who've never heard of me, this would be a good introductory. This will be a good introduction to understand what the dark side is, what you're really saying, what these darker symbols really mean, what they're designed to do. They're geometrical patterns designed to talk past your ego, designed to communicate with that part of you that sleeps, to wake it up, for you to have, to be able to receive even. See, even that Baphomet in the very flyer that I'm looking at, it's an upside down, it's that upside down star. And if you look at the upside down star, in the middle there's this, what do they call it, hexagram, or pentagram, whichever is the 5 points. So what is it? Hexy, I think. You know what I'm saying? And don't quote me, but it is now right side up. It looks like a house. You know what I mean? So the true secret is the upside down star. Your house becomes right side up. You get what I'm saying? That's one of the true secrets of that. So that 5-star pattern has so much on it that talks directly. Remember, I said this whole matrix is built with numerical constants. So 5 is connected to 72. 72 is 7 and 2 is 9. Is the completion. 5 times 7 is 360. It's the complete man. That symbol is representative of your pineal gland. It is representative of your house being right side up, and you'll be able to have correct vision in the matrix by that geometrical pattern, just by turning that star upside. See, right side up, your house is upside down. That is 5 points, which represents the head, the legs, and the feet. The head is upside down, which means the energy is when it's pointing up, you're giving your energy up to an invisible entity. When it's pointing down, downward energy, you're pulling cosmic energy down to the pineal. So you're setting the energetic or the magnetic pattern in your whole being by just wearing a 5-pointed star upside down. You understand what I'm saying? It is a geometrical science. It's not a fucking I like Baphomet or I don't like Baphomet thing. It is the most silliest fucking argument or fucking way to even evaluate this shit. You understand? It's a 5-star geometrical pattern that helps pull cosmic energy down as I walk around the planet. So with my pendants of Baphomet, just Baphomet alone, I pull down cosmic energy like the Ankh is supposed to balance you. It's the feminine and masculine that dwells within. You walk around as an androgynous balance with this Ankh on you because you change the symbols in your blood. You change what you magnetically pull by wearing these fucking symbols. So these symbols are designed as scientific antennas, my niggas. Baphomet and the sigil of Baphomet, the 5-pointed star upside down, and the symbol of Baphomet as this demonic being, as the gatekeeper, hidden in the smile of this evil, is the true science or the true primal light being explained, or the primal light being stated. The statement is why you do this, because you're stating this to your subconscious mind. As above, so below. Astral travel, androgyny, kundalini, astral fight, enlightenment, in his meditative pose. You know what I'm saying? As a master, solve and consolidate, whatever the fuck that Latin word is, for pretty much condensate and evaporate. Evaporate and condensate. Birth and death is one cycle. He's yin and yang. All of these fucking hot things that you like to be is encompassed in that one symbol and shit that I'm forgetting. He's the God Pan. He's the initiator into it. So once you turn that star upside down and you fucking start to magnetize cosmic energy, you going through the initiation of Pan. That's what the fucking movie Pan's Labyrinth was about. The labyrinth represents the synaptic nerves of your brain. Pan represents the pineal gland. P-A-N, pine is Pan. The pine tree is Pan. Pineal gland, niggas. It is your Pan. You know what I'm saying? It is Baphomet. Baphomet is Pan. You turn that star upside down. You wear it on your person. You wear it in your focus. You focus on that sigil. What you're doing is starting to open up the 360-degree illuminated man. You're trying to you're opening. You're wielding the ring of Solomon. The 360-degree wheel that controls the 72 demons. 72 times 5, I told you, is 360. The illuminated man. All 5 senses illuminated. Super sight, super hearing, super clairvoyance, clairaudience, clear all the rest of them goddamn things. 5 of them illuminated is the 5 points of man, or the five points of the Baphomet star. Turned upside down, what you're doing is pulling the cosmic energy. You are initiating yourself into the mysteries of Pan, the gateway. You're walking through the labyrinth to take you home. Oh, niggas, get on it. What you waiting for? What the fuck is you waiting for, niggas? This shit is right there. Stop it.
Oh, man. Listen, family. August 25th, Panic will be in Florida. I just put the link in the description bar for you to purchase the live stream. It's this that's this Saturday, right? The 25th?
Yes, that's this Saturday, sir.
Yeah,
this Saturday.
So you're gonna have a couple of days to see this program before this Saturday. Make sure you tune in, man. I mean, this was explosive, Panic. I mean, damn, and Panic's just getting started. So, I mean, you don't want to miss out on Saturday, man. But I don't want to keep you too long, brother, because I want the people to tune in on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you would like to tell the people before we sign out, brother?
Yes, there's a lot of exciting things happening. A lot of exciting things with Brother Rich. I don't know how much he shares, but he had an excellent idea. I'm gonna go as far as, I don't know if I'm letting the cat out the bag, but he's talking documentary. And man, oh man, this is something I would definitely love to see from the Black Magik camp. His documentary, his interview style is unmatched. If we're going to truly say we came here to do a work, Brother Rich has definitely found his work. He's larger than his life. I took a picture with Brother Rich, and all people kept saying is, "That's Brother Rich. That's Brother Rich." They expected someone so incredibly large when they seen this regular hip hop, handsome ass brother, young fella, little hip hop, little cool dude. They was like, "That's Rich. He's cool." You know what I'm saying? I was like, yes, he's cool. He's hip. He's real. You know what I'm saying? They expect so much more bigger, because the questions he's asked has over these years of some of our scholars through all walks of this work have been larger than life questions. He could ask a question in any arena to anybody and make you have to scratch your head to answer. It's almost wonderful. It's a gift. You can see it. It's a power. It's a superpower. So for him to express himself in this format where he's the control of a documentary, not only am I honored to be asked to be participating in it, I'm honored just to view something so historic coming. So that's a good thing. I want to say, I'm sure that's, it's in its early stages, but that's something you always need to keep on your mind as something coming, because we need to document ourselves in a very classy way. You get what I'm saying? In a very sophisticated way, understanding that we in a place where these recordings will reverberate long after we're gone. Dr. Delbert Blair is a case. Dr. Richard King is a case. Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark. Their work still is new to someone. It will always be new to someone for as long as this fucking pigsty is up. You know what I'm saying? So we need to make sure we document ourselves in a very respectful way. And I'm happy to say Rich has kept that integrity. That's why you'll always see me answer the call of Brother Rich. B.O.B., my boy, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have to authenticate him. You know what I'm saying? He's the real deal, Holyfield. Talking to him now, to me, has been like talking to Bobby Hemmett again in terms of the relationship. You get what I'm saying? The roles have reversed a bit, but the relationship. He goes in, he reminds me of a young me, greedy, can't stop, always with a question.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Always with a question. And one of them questions makes you reach for it. The student needs the teacher and the teacher needs the student. So he definitely makes me reach, just like Bobby Hemmett, that same genius. His name is Bobby as well, and he's left-handed like Bobby as well. So that left-handed weirdo genius shit, he got it going on too. And so him and I are talking about doing something. He's got a documentary he's working on that should be interesting. So there's always something to give you information. I'm still banging out herb packs. I got new products. Got some shit called Fuck Up Fluid. Fuck Up Fluid. Put a little on the back of your neck and yeehaw, nigga. All them haters got to go. So, it's one of those things for the medulla oblongata. I explain it in, on my website, a cold lecture. Rose water to open up the frequency, my herb pack, all the regular stuff that you can read about and see what it is. I've been selling most of this stuff for quite some time. The herb pack for 10 years speaks for itself. It's iconic. I don't even know how to sell it anymore. People have been selling this for years through my lectures. And, all of that's available. All of that will be available in Florida on the 25th at 320 South Florida Avenue in Bartow this Saturday, 2 p.m. Get there, be square type thing. So, in other words, things go on. My wife's still doing her classes, still doing her readings. She's at samedireadings.com, SAMEDI readings.com. Get a Akashic record readings. I mean, if you don't know about these readings, then you're very late, very, very late. You know what I'm saying? This is not the readings where, you should get a fish tank and your favorite color is blue. She's going to tell you shit that's going to stun you. That we talking that, how would you know this kind of shit. So, that's the real deal. That's how you judge if your readings are real. They need to say something that they couldn't possibly know. She's guaranteed to do that. That's all I hear. That's the report. So this is that real deal Holyfield thing. You can check her. They speak for herself. Ask around. So we got business as usual, things as usual, and the true business as usual has been enlightening you, because I remind you to get what's truly important from me. You don't need one penny at all. Listen to this, because I'm giving you the most valuable gift. Anything else I can offer you is a tool. Classes. I got a book, my second book, written, done, and being edited. And the person who's editing it is telling me they're actually crying tears at some point. Oh, I put my testicles in these pages. Because now that I wrote my first book, now it was so easy breezy to write the second one. I know what to do. So the second one's done. There's just a lot of things in terms of information that's coming your way. That's the most important thing. More than the glitz, the glamours, the herb packs, the sprays. Those are great tools, and they work and they help, and I'm glad to offer them. But I'm ultimately glad I came down here to give you the things that I just gave you. And I talk very excited on Rich's channel because I'm always very excited to be here. So those are the things I got going on. And I'll see you on Saturday, September, Chicago, but you'll hear about it in Washington in October. So a lot of things coming up, Brother Rich. A lot of things.
Indeed, man. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. Woo! Tonight was a special show for y'all tonight. Thanks for everybody tuning in. We got about 800 people in the chat room. And
Nice.
like I said, be there August 25th. If you can't be there in person, be there virtually with the webinar. I got the information in the description bar as we speak. This is Brother Rich with Brother Panic, and we are signing out, family. Peace.
Peace. All right.
All right, family. Let me just throw up my ads before I get out of here. Peace, family. Welcome to another episode, Underground Railroad Productions. This is your host, Rich. We signing out, family.